Hi, I thought I'd make a video about Super Smash Brothers. Talk about the history of the game. Um, the first one, well, I don't know. I think this will be interesting. Please watch. Um, if you watch this far, please stick with me. I hope it'll get better. Anyway, long ago in the era of the Nintendo 64, Super Smash Brothers was released. Um, yeah, it was fun. Um, Eventually, Super Smash Bros. Melee was released for the GameCube. This one was, I think, a lot more famous. I could be wrong. Um, and Players figured out how to use the game's physics to play a lot better than they would have if they didn't figure out how to manipulate the physics in the game. And they created tournaments. The tournaments were kind of, the competitive players liked them. People who didn't understand it hated it, or maybe they did understand it and that's why they hated it. It was kind of dumb. I think only 3 or 4 stages were playable because, like, those are the fair stages. You couldn't use the background to your advantage. I mean, you couldn't use the stage to your advantage because it was a completely even stage, except for Yoshi's story, because like you have the cloud going around. It also has a name. I forgot the fan name for that cloud. Yeah, and no items was on, and Fox was considered the best character, so there was a joke that it was Fox only. I mean, it wasn't Fox only. And there was a joke that it was Final Destination only, which was kind of true because only stages that were like Final Destination were allowed, and finally there was no items, which was absolutely true. There were no items. That was supposed to be the final Smash Bros. And when the Wii came out, the creator was asked to make another one, which he was not planning on, but he did it anyway. And he basically made it because, well, he made it in such a way to make professional players angry. There was some rage initially because Samus could turn into Zero Suit Samus if an item was turned on, and they thought that would be the only case. Players hated this, but it turned out it wasn't the case. Random tripping was added, and competitive players hate chance because then it's no longer about how skilled you are. They just hate things like critical hits, which doesn't exist in Smash Bros, but it exists in other games. They hate that. I don't know if there are games where they like critical hits, but adding chance to professional play is a no-no. It's the case in Pokemon. It's the case in Team Fortress 2. Anyway, yeah, the game was really floaty. The characters could float a lot. There was a lot of cool mechanics added, like repeatedly dodging in the air, but I guess not everyone liked it, so they made their own mod, Project M. And Project M was really interesting. They changed a lot of the physics, and it's impressive that they were able to do so. They even created their own computer AI. It had some problems, but it could do cool stuff, like the glitches you could do in Melee. Yeah, they made some characters better because Smash Bros. Is incredibly imbalanced. At least Brawl was. I think Brawl was the worst because Meta Knight was so much stronger than the other characters because you couldn't really block any of his attacks except for one. They even banned him for like 6 months once, I think. I don't know. No other Smash Bros. Game before it had such an overpowered character. And then there's like the infinite. I think you could do an infinite grab with Ice Climbers. I mean, you can do infinite grabs with many characters in many games, but Ice Climbers was also very powerful. They were the second highest ranked in competitive play. Eventually, the mod was discontinued because they were afraid Nintendo would pursue legal action, which is really too bad because, well, I mean, it's good they avoided it, but like they, if you ask the competitive players, they made a game that was better than Brawl, so than the third Smash Bros. And I think there were more tournaments for Project M um, than there were for Brawl. So it would be nice if game companies could work with the fans and make something good. And now we have Smash 4 for the 3DS and for the Wii U. The creator apologized for making Brawl very anti-competitive, and Smash 4 has its own Final Destination version of every stage, but they kind of got rid of all of them except for one because the sizes of all of them were different, and players didn't want to memorize the sizes of the invisible windows outside. This Smash Bros. Has patches, so they nerf some characters, make some characters stronger. So they're trying to balance the game. Bayonetta is still the best, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, so thank you for watching. God bless.